Michael, at long last, the meeting that you have been working toward for several years is now here, and this path certainly wasn't the typical path toward an MRS meeting. Tell us about the journey you took as meeting chair to get here to today.
Yeah, of course. So I would say that the initial part of the journey was quite typical, all the way up until roughly February of this year. So that included the process where we solicited the symposium proposals and selected symposia. And we had a nice meeting at the 2019 fall meeting with the symposium organizers to kick things off. And then very often, that major part of the program is left in the hands of the symposium organizers, and we provide help as they bring it towards the meeting itself, which would have been in fall 2020. But of course, around February, March, things started to change quite rapidly. And with the situation with the spring MRS meeting, we were hopeful that we would have an in-person fall MRS meeting, but as it became later in the year, it became clear that that wasn't going to happen. And then we needed to adjust and have an experience that would be an MRS quality experience, but would be in the virtual space.
There is a lot of work involved in being an MRS meeting chair. Why did you volunteer for the role?
Well, everyone who works in an academic field has a choice of different societies to contribute to, and the Materials Research Society has been one that sponsors just outstanding meeting experiences. So I've been involved before this as a symposium organizer, and certainly as an attendee and a speaker at many meetings beforehand. And so this was an opportunity to contribute to the community as a general chair. And so that was an exciting opportunity because you get the opportunity to help other people put things together that are going to be appealing to the materials community.
What role does material science have in combating the COVID-19 pandemic? And even though it is being held in the virtual space, how can meetings like this one help to find solutions?
Well, there is a tradition in the Materials Research Society of working at this interdisciplinary area between biological, chemical, and other physical sciences, as well as with engineering. Any approaches that people are going to have to combat the pandemic are going to require these kinds of interdisciplinary approaches. So I think this is a unique space for material science to operate in terms of contributing to society to help fight this pandemic.
Today is filled with a number of live sessions from the technical symposia. What are some of the topics that you're looking forward to hearing about?
Right, so I'm looking forward to hearing about those sessions that are going to be addressing approaches to dealing with the pandemic. There are going to be not just things having to do with the pathogen itself, but also new approaches to sanitizing environments. But there are many other areas in material science that are at the forefront as well. These include studies of the properties of electromagnetic waves in small scale settings. So I think there are going to be a number of interesting sessions on nanophotonics. And then there's a revolution underway now in the area of quantum science. And so we expect to see new approaches, new science, new materials science that's going to be presented in these sessions that is relevant to quantum information and quantum computation.
Michael, thank you so much for your time today.
Absolutely.